Hey guys, it's your girl Elsie, and I am back with another video. This time, I'm bringing you a story time. So my birthday is coming up. It's March 20th, Pisces gang. I'm actually on the cusp, Pisces Aries. Anybody know about cusp? But I am headed to Paris, France. And I thought I'll bring a story time because this is not my first time going to Paris. Well, kind of. So back in 2020, we all know what happened in March of 2020. Um, Not only was I going for my birthday, I had booked a trip to Paris for my birthday, but I also booked a trip for my wife and I first anniversary. So we got married on leap year or leap day of 2016. So 2020 would be like our 1 year anniversary. So it was like, yeah, let's go to Paris. It's your birthday, this, and this. And mind you, my wife was pregnant with our daughter now. And she was 5 months pregnant at the time. So we're like, oh yeah, a little baby moon, a little anniversary, a little birthday trip. Let's do it. So, we plan it, we book it, everything, and we slowly see in the world, get chaotic basically, So we, hear maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks that the world was going to shut down. And we like, all right, don't think nothing of it, like whatever. So, we still planning our trip. They ain't emailed us or nothing saying like it's canceled or anything, we just going along with it. So we go, this is March 17th, and we leave, we fly down to LAX from Las Vegas, and from LAX over to Miami, or I think we drove to LA and then we left from LA to Miami, and then Miami over to Paris. So mind you, we were in 2 airports in the States before we even got to Paris. Nobody says anything. They're like, yeah, happy birthday. Good for you. Have a great trip. Not saying the world is shutting down like tomorrow, today, like the world's shutting down. So, we take this long 8-hour flight. It was like 4 to LA to Miami, and Miami to Paris was 8 hours over to Charles de Gaulle. And we get there. We're like, yeah, we finally made it. This bunch of people still here traveling. They didn't really say anything on the flight when we got on. They like, just wear your mask, when you're not eating, and, whatever. So we get over to Paris. We thinking we about to get in. We got our passports ready and everything. And, we think we about to get in. Taking pictures of the airport like tourists and all that. We excited. We get over to customs. He like, where's your visa? We like, our visa? We got our passports. We from America. We got our little passport. They're like, nah, you need your citizenship visa, like saying that you live here. Like, why are you here? We're like, we here for vacation. We here for a holiday, whatever, we here for, that. And they like, no, the world is closed. What are you doing? And we're like, we staying here. So they take us to the back. And this is like a search area. It's like a little booth. Well, not a booth, but it's like some chairs. It kind of look like a precinct. So we thinking that, they just got to verify us or whatever. And we about to get in, go to our hotel. And we thinking that, okay, like if the world is shut down, we can just hunker down here. It's cool. We'll be, on lockdown here in Paris for a couple of days that we here. So they just kept asking us why we here. We're like, this our hotel, this our reservations, this and this. They're like, why you here? So they end up separating us and taking us to like a back room, like a more back room. And it was these 2 guards or whatever. They were women. And they're like, oh, we have to search you. Like, what? For what? And they basically like went through like my carry-on and like patted me down or whatever. But like, yeah, took our shoes off, this and this. They did the same thing to my wife. And again, my wife is 5 months pregnant. It's just, the language barrier, everything. It was really kind of scary though. They thinking we probably smuggling some stuff before the world shut down or some craziness. You know, we like, no, we just came for vacation. Like, what's going on? It's my birthday, you know, whatever, whatever. And they're like, yeah, you're not getting in. We're going to send you on the first plane back over to America. We like, when? Tomorrow or whatever? They like, hell no, like right now, like in a couple of hours, like an hour. Like, what the fuck? We literally just got off the plane. Like, why did nobody stop us and tell us this or whatever? So they literally basically kept us hostage until the plane came. And they got a flight back to America on American Airlines. And it was like the same trip, but backwards. So, like, over to Miami and then Miami to Los Angeles. Crazy. So we literally was in Paris for like 3 hours. And we got back on a flight after an 8-hour flight and got back on a flight across the ocean back to Miami. And it was, I cried the whole way home. Literally, I can see the Eiffel Tower from my plane window as it gets smaller and smaller as we fly away. I was like, it was like 4 of us on the plane. And so they let us sit anywhere, and we were in like business class, and they gave us wine and cheese and all the food and all everything that was on the plane. And I like cried the whole way home. I drunk my wine and I cried the whole way home to America, literally. Then we get there, and not only do they lose my wife's bag, they ship that shit to Texas. What the hell? They got my bag in the security search. And it's a cute little doggy. It's a little hound dog. And he's so cute. And they got my bag sitting to the side. I'm scared for my life. I'm like, what the hell? Like, they didn't set me up. They didn't put some shit in my luggage. And they're like, oh, it's a food sniffing dog. So that you don't bring no food back from across the states. Like, y'all lying. This is a drug dog, but whatever, you know. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to get on this plane. You don't got no flight or your clothes, your luggage. I don't even want to get on this plane. Let's just go to Miami or stay in Miami. So we stay in Miami, and they are on a curfew lockdown. So you could be in Miami, you just got to be in the house at 10 o'clock. And mind you, ain't nothing else, ain't nothing open because the world is shut down. And it's a curfew in Miami for 10 o'clock. Happy birthday to me. So we stay there. The restaurant is open in the hotel. We stayed at some hotel right by the airport, and they had like the best shrimp Alfredo I've ever had. And like, I gotta find out the name. I'll post it. But the best shrimp Alfredo I ever had. But this was the craziest birthday, to fly all the way to Paris, to get turned away, stay there for 3 hours, be treated like a criminal, and then sent all the way back while my wife is 5 months pregnant with our baby. Crazy. Oh man, it was the worst birthday ever. It was a fun birthday because, I mean, I always loved Miami and the weather was good. It was kind of scary. Like, that's when it started to hit, like, the world is shut down. I enjoyed the pandemic. Like, it was wonderful. Like, I enjoyed being in the house and being pregnant, and it was great. So, but the point of me making this video is I am actually headed back to Paris March 18th through the 24th. And this time I'm going with my daughter, the daughter that was in my wife's belly when she was 5 months pregnant. Her and I are going back March 18th through the 24th. And I am so excited. It's like a full circle moment, but it's kind of scary now too, because while we at war and stuff, like, what if the world shuts down again? You know, I'm not going to think like that, but good luck, America. I'm going over to Paris, and I hope they treat me good. And man, all I'm gonna do is pray that everything's all right with the war. But I'm excited for this full circle moment, and I just can't wait to actually get through this time and get my stamp saying that I'm in France, and explore all the things that I didn't get to see in 2020. Literally, this trip is like 6 years in the making, and I'm so excited to share this with my daughter. It's such a full circle moment, like I said, but I'm gonna be dropping more content before I go this whole week. I'm gonna be dropping content every day. Y'all follow me along for my journey, and that's all I got right now. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.